Imagine this. A person uploads 8 hours of nothing but rain falling on a tin roof. No voice, no story, just water. And that single upload earns them up to $18,000 a month on Spotify. Now imagine an entire continent of 54 countries, over 2,000 languages, ancient oral traditions that carried history, wisdom, and identity across generations. For that continent, Spotify offered $100,000, one grant to seed podcasting. This is not a conspiracy. This is platform economics. And if you're an African content creator, it should bother you. Nigeria is creating some of the most exciting podcasts in the world. But how do you find them all? The Nigerian Podcast Index is a public, independent directory that makes every Nigerian podcast discoverable and preservable. Just a reliable record of the country's thriving audio ecosystem. Submit your podcast, explore others, and help grow Africa's creative audio landscape. This is Into The Podverse, innovation, challenges, and opportunities in the world of podcasting. Welcome. Let's start with the white noise. In 2022, creators discovered something Spotify's algorithm loved: long-form ambient audio. Rain, white noise, fan sounds, crackling fire. People played these tracks for hours while they slept, studied, or worked. High completion rates, low production cost. Spotify's ad system rewarded them handsomely. Some creators were clearing 5 figures monthly with almost zero effort. The platform was essentially paying people to upload digital silence. Meanwhile, in Lagos, Nairobi, Accra, Johannesburg, storytellers who wanted to record real conversations in Yoruba, Swahili, Pidgin, Zulu, people trying to build something meaningful for their communities, got told the market wasn't ready. Instead, here's $100,000, share it nicely. Africa is not a small market. It is 1.4 billion people, exploding smartphone adoption, a deep natural love for audio. Radio has always been king here. Podcasting should be the natural evolution. But podcasting needs more than content. It needs affordable data. It needs local advertisers who understand digital. It needs payment systems that actually work. It needs discovery in languages the algorithms barely understand. Spotify looked at all of that complexity and chose the path of least resistance, a modest grant. Controlled, curated, manageable. They preferred giving a few creators training and small funding rather than opening the floodgates of real monetization. The same floodgates they left wide open for white noise in richer markets. Why? Because in mature markets, the advertising infrastructure already existed. The credit cards worked, the CPMs were high, the risk was low. In Africa, the risk is higher. The immediate return is lower. And at this one, they pay me pass. The same company that spent hundreds of millions chasing Joe Rogan and buying exclusive rights to celebrity podcasts decided that the entire African podcast ecosystem deserved the kind of money a single mid-tier American creator might spend on 1 month's studio rent. It's not that $100,000 is worthless. Some talented creators received support. Some shows got better microphones and editing, so that's important to note. But it reveals the hierarchy of attention in big tech. High engagement, low effort content from comfortable markets gets rewarded instantly. High potential, high effort cultural work from emerging markets gets seeded. Like we're crops, and they'll decide later if the harvest is worth watering properly. It's not just a Spotify problem. It's how platforms behave when profit meets complexity. And here's the part they underestimate. Africa has never waited for perfect conditions to tell its stories. We've always found ways to pass knowledge. The real podcast revolution in Africa won't come from a 100K fund. It will come when creators stop asking for permission and start building parallel systems, local platforms, community funding, smart use of WhatsApp, radio partnerships, and yes, squeezing whatever value they can from Spotify and Apple and YouTube while building their own audiences. Because the stories are already here. The voices are already here. What we need now is infrastructure that treats them with the same seriousness it treats 8 hours of rain. In the days when podcasting was barely a whisper in Nigeria, Fola Folayan was already speaking through audio. Before the polished platforms and download numbers, there was their artist. Honest, on-demand audio files dropped on Hawkshare and theirartist.com. She was giving direct advice, encouragement, and industry truth to young artists who had nowhere else to turn. While many were still doubting whether digital audio had a future in Nigeria, Fola was already building the habit. That same foresight led her to create the Radio Masterclass in 2016. What started as a response to young broadcasters seeking guidance grew into a proper training ground that has equipped hundreds with real skills for radio, podcasting, and digital media. She didn't just talk about the future of African audio. She built the pipeline for it. And she's still at it through her current show, Minding Your Business Africa. Fola Folayan is a true pioneer, not just because she started early, but because she chose to train others instead of gatekeeping. She turned personal passion into structure and early experiments into lasting impact. Quick note for anyone looking to start a podcast or switch hosts. Into The Podverse is hosted on rss.com, and I genuinely recommend them. They're reliable, easy to use, and their customer support is actually helpful. I have an affiliate link in the show notes, full transparency. I do earn a commission if you sign up through it, but that doesn't change the fact that they've been a great hosting solution for this show. If you're in the market for podcast hosting, check it out. If you're interested in African business, entrepreneurship, and the real stories behind builders shaping the continent, you need to check out Minding Your Business Africa, hosted by Fola Folayan. Fola sits down with founders, creators, corporate leaders, and everyday people doing the work. Packing leadership, marketing, resilience, funding, scaling, and all the unfiltered realities of building in Africa. It's insightful, it's grounded, and it genuinely amplifies African voices and business in a way that feels authentic. Whether you're an entrepreneur yourself, thinking about starting something on the continent, or you just love hearing powerful stories from the motherland, this one is worth your time. Search for Minding Your Business Africa wherever you get your podcasts, and follow the show on X at _Africa Talks. The link is also in the show notes. That's it for today's dive into the Podverse. Remember, innovation, challenges, and opportunities are everywhere. Grab them, learn from them, and keep growing. Catch you in the next episode.